Yeah, we definitely came in and we gave everybody assignments, but I watch all teams. But we did give certain coaches in our conference tournament, UCF, some Wichita, some Tulane, some, we just mixed it all the way up. And obviously we had just played a couple of those teams recently, and it was the third time around. So it was easy to know who was who. It'll definitely be different for the NCAA tournament. Yeah, we're all watching. Obviously, we know who we're playing, so we're all watching that team, and then I'll watch, some Purdue. No disrespect to who Purdue is playing, but if it's an upset, it's an upset. But we're watching Purdue. Man, they're very dynamic. They're a very dynamic team. They're great at what they do. They're very disciplined. They shoot the ball extremely well. They play for one another. Ball movement. They do a really, really good job. Yeah, I think the last 8 games we've held teams to like 28%. That's better than what we were before because at the beginning of the season, I think they were shooting 100% on us. It just felt like that everything was going in. Every mistake that we made, it seemed like a team made the bucket from behind the line on us. It's something that we have to work on because we're a ball-watching group. Every now and then, we get a little lazy. We don't communicate properly sometimes. So that's all a challenge for us to just be in tune by the time that game starts on Friday. No way will we take FAU's, not take them seriously. They're a good ball team. We're never looking ahead. We're always been 1-0. That's all we talked about. Try to be 1-0 in the game that you have. No one in this building has ever tried to look forward to another game. I know we've talked about having trap games this year before we played a big, big game. We've never overlooked anyone. If someone beat us, they beat us. It wasn't because we would overlook it. So for us, everything is about FAU right now. It means a lot. It really does because we've been fighting for our respect all year. Unfortunately, we had injuries to Malcolm and Alo, so we couldn't really play the conference the way we wanted to. But guys still stepped up, still won enough games to be respectful, be respected. And, you beat the number 1 overall seed at the time, then, you get a little bit more respect. That's why I said you have to win to get your respect. Yeah, I think that that's pretty easy for us because we got a lot of guys that they're cherishing this moment and happy to be here, but also focused enough to say, I know how this works in March. And there are a lot of upsets in March, and just because you get picked favorite don't mean that you go in there and just think the other team is going to lay down. It's just one of those situations. But for us, I've kind of learned how this thing works. Just going on ESPN this morning and talking to Keyshawn and Jay Will. He read something that was said publicly by a writer about what have we done besides an NIT and one NCAA bid. So it seems like they judge us on that instead of where we are at the moment. Because our non-conference was really well. You got Texas A&M, to beat Vanderbilt, who I thought should have been in. And they don't respect what's going on then now. They're just trying to accumulate what's happened over the last 5 years. And that, to me, it seems like what they do. And for us, we just keep using that as fuel to keep fighting. Absolutely. That's the only way I'm looking at it, to advance our brand. You got to keep winning to be a part of the elite. These teams get ranked early in the season, some off of having a good tournament, some off of what they're bringing back, and some just because they've had a history over the last 10 years, 15 years, and they might not be that good, but they're going to get ranked. So it's going to take for us to have to win more than one NCAA tournament game, obviously, for us to have the respect. Yeah, there's a different feeling, for sure, because we're connected, really connected. And that makes you feel good because the team is willing to do whatever it takes. There's no one on the team saying that they're not going to do anything. They're going to, whatever it takes for us to get it done. I don't know if it was like that last year. It was 4 to 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks. I think he's like in the 3rd week now. So, we'll see. It could be for the 4th week or it could be the 6th week. That's what, that that range. Yeah, that's a credit to our non-conference schedule and playing everybody with different styles. We played Stanford, we played Nebraska, we played Texas A&M. Obviously, we played Houston 3 times. We played at Alabama, and you got Tulane who's zoned all games. So for us, we've touched everything. Like there's nothing that hasn't been played. We haven't played against yet. And even with the three-point shooting that they have, we played teams that were strictly about getting threes up. And that bodes well for us because we've been prepared for all of these moments. Even though we haven't seen FAU personally and we respect them, we feel like our conference and non-conference schedule has prepared us for everything. They're just different. I mean, if you want to talk about people who can, just really focus on the three, I'm thinking Cincinnati, thinking UCF, with Taylor Hendricks, C.J. Kelly, and Horton. And then, you got Cincinnati with Landers, DeJulius, Adams Woods, and Davenport. But these guys are just as dynamic like that. They really focus on sharing that ball and getting behind the line and getting threes up. They are who they are. We can't compare anybody to them, but those are the closest teams. Yeah, you'll try to call on teams that you know in their conference to just try to ask for some inside information like what did you guys do, what did you see, because you know your conference as well as anyone. So, yeah, we'll try to do some history as well. I'd say yes, even though we went out and got, 4 freshmen already, or, a freshman. It's just, to me, you got to have a blend. I went with trying to get the best class available to now just being strategic on how we pick. And it's more on a personal level than it is a basketball level. That's about equal for me. You got to be okay with other guys having good days, and that doesn't just destroy your whole day. You got to be okay with sharing the basketball and sacrificing, along with your talent. And that's basically what we're looking for. Well, it fueled me because I got a taste of what it was again. To understand how that was the number 1 overall seed that we had down at halftime, and we just didn't close the deal. And I understood totally who they were and what they did. And it's like, man, if we could just get to this level with everyone being connected, everyone being professional, everyone being for one another, then anything is possible. I think St. Peter showed that. I mentioned that earlier. St. Peter showed that last year. It's been great because we're experiencing a lot of winning, which is always awesome. And then there's been adversity that we've had to get through as well with the injuries and the next man up, and I've had to call on him for more. Some days it's been less, but for us as father and son going through this, man, it's been a beautiful ride. No. I feel like in any game that we can win any game in this tournament against any team. I really do. With the way that we played Alabama, the way that we played Houston, the way that we played these teams in the SEC. I mean, again, not disrespecting anybody, just the way we competed all year against the top teams in the country, we competed. So to me, we can beat anybody on any given night. Absolutely, because you go back to Connecticut when they won. They had really 4 guards out there the whole entire game and 1 big. So that's the remedy. You look at Baylor. Baylor had 4 guards and 1 big. It's just your guards are what drive you. Kansas last year, they had all guards pretty much spread the floor. So your guards are everything. Not that the bigs can't dominate, but it's always guard-led pretty much. And to have Kendrick, that says a lot, because he's ready for the moment. Yeah, I could tell them all day, but I promise you, man, it's such a beautiful thing. The nerves will kick in. When you come in, you start seeing all the logos, you start seeing all the fans, you get on that court, you're probably going to almost be out of breath at the jump ball. The nervous energy, you just have to shake it off. And it's only so much you can say, that whatever you think it is, it's times two. Absolutely. I think they both, I'm sorry for interrupting, but I kind of know where you're going. I think they both individually during the seasons just played to their talent level and played high level and scored. Now they're talking about what they want to do together in tandems and in matchups and what they think the other team is going to do to them. And they're communicating the entire game about what they need to do to be great, because they both know that they need each other to be great to win. And that's more of the communication more so. In the beginning, they both were just not communicating as much and just going out and playing well. It is. It is a connection of all three. All of us just talking all the time about little things. And I did see that with Tulane where if a guy flashes middle, the middle guy takes him and the backside is open, but Kendrick still had to make the play and DeAndre had to finish it.